Bleh. BooTube! It's 1 o'clock in the morning! I'm sorry. I was supposed to record earlier, technically yesterday since it's 1 a.m. now, but boyfriend distracted me because he called me and I was like, man, I got my setup and everything. Ugh. Anyway, I'm doing this right away because Wednesday just happened. Right now it's Thursday, and the second episode of, I believe, Arrow premiered already. Wait, where is it? My notes, my trusty notebook. Where is it? Ah, here you go. I watched it. Wait, mark that crud. I watched it. Okay. But, like, yeah, Arrow, Season 5, Episode 2, already premiered, which was technically Wednesday, yesterday. But also the premiere of Supergirl Season 2, Episode 1, premiered on the 10th, Monday, and The Flash Season 3, Episode 2 on Tuesday. So I'm gonna attempt to do Supergirl and Flash, and most likely attempt to record for Arrow later on today, hopefully. But anyway, since today is technically Thursday, today is the premiere of Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, Episode 1, so I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, Supergirl Season 2, Episode 1 is titled The Adventures of Supergirl. You might recognize that title, because I believe there was a comic called The Adventures of Superman, so they're doing a little cute little Easter egg to that, which I thought was pretty cute. So anyway, it pretty much starts off right where we left off in Season 1, with, remember, they were all having a party. It was Kara, Hank, aka Martian Manhunter Jean, shoot, I forgot her name, her sister, James, and Wynn. All 5 of them were, celebrating in Kara's place, and all of a sudden they see this thing falling from the sky. Like, it kind of looks like a little meteorite from far away, but like, Martian Manhunter and Supergirl arrive at the scene, and apparently, according to Kara and a bunch of other people who saw what fell from the sky, it looks just like Kara's Kryptonian pod that she fell from the sky when she came to Earth with. And so, that only could mean one thing. The pod's Kryptonian, so possibly a Kryptonian's in there, right? And so, we already know who it is because we heard who was casted to play this guy and what his name supposedly is. I'm not going to spoil it, though, because a good chunk of you already know from the casting when we heard who's going to be casted as that guy, and I just revealed it was a guy. But anyway, like, also, for those who don't know, I want you guys to, watch and find out for yourself. So, yes, it is a guy. She opened the pod, and it left it off at that, because we never got to see who it was. But we pretty much see that it is a guy, and she suspects it's Kryptonian, because he came crashing to Earth in a Kryptonian pod. Who wouldn't think he's Kryptonian? How many minutes am I in? 3 minutes, okay. But anyway, I know who it is because of the casting, right? But, and of course other people know. So, for those who don't know, I am not going to spoil it for you. Learn on your own. Watch Season 2 and you'll find out. Hopefully. But anyway, they take him pretty much to the DO, and they pretty much find out that he's pretty much comatose, right? So it's gonna be a while till we actually get him to wake up. But anyway, we also get her apparently first date with James, which is pretty funny. She's preparing for the date and everything, and all of a sudden they decide to have their date indoors inside her place, and all of a sudden they're all watching TV because apparently there's a special spacecraft called the Venture, and it's supposed to be launching into space and everything, and, Kara loving everything about space, since she's from Krypton, she was excited to watch it, so James is like, watch the thing, right? I don't mind. So she turned on the TV, and we see the whole thing, but we see the actual Venture go into space, but unfortunately, one of the engines start failing, because it pretty much combusts like that, and they start crashing down to Earth, and Kara and James see this on the TV, right? And, Kara's in her suit, ready to go. But at the same time, we see an actual glimpse of, oh my god, this is horrible. I forgot the name already. That's Metropolis. Oh my god, how could I forget Metropolis? That's horrible. This is what happens when it's 1 o'clock in the morning, guys. I don't even remember Metropolis. I'm bad. Oh my god. And if you can't hear me, you'll understand considering, like I said, it's like almost 1:20 in the morning right now. And I don't live alone, so I don't want to wake people. So if I'm too quiet, I'm sorry. This is what happens when you record at 1 o'clock in the morning. With roommates. Anyway. We get a glimpse of Metropolis, especially the Daily Prophet, because we actually see, like, the building, I believe we see the building, and it pans out to this little newsstand, and you see this guy from his back view, but you can pretty much tell who it is. I mean, everyone knows that Tyler, I can never pronounce the actor's last name, but I know his first name is Tyler. He was, casted as Superman, aka Clark Kent. So when we see the back of this guy, we instantly know it's gonna be freaking Clark Kent, right? So he sees on the Jumbotron screens and everywhere that, about the venture and everything, and he does the iconic Superman thing. He runs down an empty alleyway, rips open the shirt, and there's that beautiful Superman's, the beautiful S, or, the coat of arms, the House of L, right on that beautiful chest. But I thought that was a cute nod to the original Superman, because from all those old Superman shows or movies, we always saw him run, for gosh knows what reason, always running down an empty alleyway. And what's up with that? It's always an empty alleyway. They're not like, I don't know, random people there. I mean, I know some alleyways could be totally sketch, especially at night and empty. But, like, I'm not trying to be mean to homeless people, but there's not at least one person, at least, I don't know, in an alleyway, like, one homeless person, or, you know how some stores or restaurants, their back doors lead to alleyways? There's not someone back there? I mean, every time Superman runs down an alleyway and does that, I mean, come on! There has to be, like, a restaurant that has a back door that leads to an alleyway, and they're like, oh, we gotta take the trash out. Are they going for a smoke break or something? And they see Superman do this. I'm just saying. Anyway, we get the first ever team up between Supergirl and Superman saving the Venture, which I think is totally cool. And they have this cute, like, cousin moment where they're also, talking to some of the witnesses. They're like, oh my god, it's Supergirl and Superman. They just saved the spaceship and landed it right here in our land. Which I thought was really, really adorable. And, I thought it was really cute. Another cute moment is when, Clark has a reunion with James at Catco. I thought that was highly adorable. And also the fact that, Clark has a reunion with Cat Grant, because obviously they know each other from Daily Prophet times. And I thought it was pretty funny when Cat Grant was all asking, Clark, oh, are you and Lois still dating? Because I predicted that you wouldn't last long. So I thought that was pretty funny. And her obvious crush on Clark was pretty freaking hilarious. And I love also the moment where Supergirl actually took Superman to the DEO. Especially the fact that they have a new DEO headquarters that's no longer underground. It's like up in this beautiful skyscraper thing, which I thought was pretty cool. But I thought it was pretty funny that everyone in the DEO was pretty much fangirling over Superman, because he enters and they're like, they all stop and gather. And it's funny because, like, there's a straight empty pathway for Supergirl and Superman to walk through, and all the DEO members are on the side just admiring Superman in all his glory. I thought that was freaking hilarious. I laughed so hard. I don't know about you guys. Oh my god, I'm 9 minutes in already? Oh my god. But anyway, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I found that hilarious. It was like the funniest thing in the world. But the weird thing was, despite, Superman having a reunion with Kara's sister, I thought it was kind of odd how there was tension between Martian Manhunter and Superman. At first I thought maybe, Superman's not aware that Hank is J'onn J'onzz, aka Martian Manhunter. But toward the end, Wynn pretty much confirmed that, Superman already knew, because he kept calling Hank by, like, either Hank, John, J'onn, or Martian Manhunter. He said all 4 names to him in front of Superman toward the end. So obviously he knows who he is. He knows that that's not the real Hank and that's actually Martian Manhunter. But the tension when you first see them like look at each other, I was like, what the heck happened? Why is Martian Manhunter and Superman all not besties? Remember in the old Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoons back then? Oh, good times. There was even a Christmas episode where freaking Superman invited Martian Manhunter to spend Christmas with him in Smallville. I thought that was effing adorable. But then you see this tension here in this show, and it's like, no! Where's my alien besties? I'm sorry, it's late. I'm tired. Anyway, with the help of the DEO and everything, they found out that there was like a bunch of people, at least over 200 people in that spaceship, the Venture, and they found out that everyone that was invited was there except for one person, and they found out that the person that was invited but did not show up, her name is actually Lena Luthor. And if you guys know, yes, she is real in the DC Comics. And if I remember correctly, this is the pre-Crisis version, which is like the Silver Age continuity. Lena is actually, in that version, Lex Luthor's younger sister. And the post-Crisis one is kind of interesting because, you know, after the post-Crisis, which is Crisis on Infinite Earths, Lena Luthor is actually the name of Lex Luthor's daughter with some chick named Contessa Erika del Portenza or something like that. And apparently this Lena is actually named after Lex's foster sister, Lena Luthor, who was apparently killed by their foster father, Casey Griggs. And I thought that was pretty interesting because the daughter one, who was named after the foster sister, ended up getting possessed by Brainiac 13 in the comics, which I thought was pretty cool. And I thought it was interesting that there's two different versions, whether it's pre or post Crisis version. Like Lex actually does have a sister named Lena, and in the post Crisis he ends up having a daughter with this woman and named after his sister who was killed. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I do believe in television there was someone named Lena in the show Smallville. 12 minutes? Okay, I will continue this real quick. But in the show Smallville, the actress named Cassidy Freeman played a character named Tess Mercer. And apparently that's just a fake name because Tess Mercer is actually Lutessa Lena Luthor. And who apparently was left at Granny Goodness's orphanage at a very young age and found out after her parents died, I believe her adopted parents, she found out she was actually Lex Luthor's sister. So I thought this was very interesting that they brought her again in, you know, live action, because you don't get much of Luthor's family with the exception of just Luthor, you know what I mean? We always get Lex Luthor, whether it's in live action or animation, but we never get in full detail with his family unless you count Smallville and then now this Supergirl show. So it's pretty cool to see a different Luthor, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm not sure if she was mentioned in animation, because from what I know, besides this show, this Supergirl show, the only live action I've seen of Lena would have to be Smallville, but I'm not sure about animation. Was Lena Luthor ever in animated shows or movies for DC? I don't know. But anyway, I'll get more into it for part 2, because I'm running out of time. So I'll see you in part 2, guys. Bye.